Nesters, Luxury Sigh here, and welcome to another episode of Luxury Sigh at Home. I've been doing this show for a long time and I love it. It never, ever, 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 ever gets old. For those of you who are new listeners, can I just say I got my wrap up report from Spotify this week. We're at the end of 2023, and I've been podcasting since 2008. And they gave me my wrap up report of how many listeners I have, how many, by what percentage my show grew. I'll share that with you. Like, I think I could have done better, but of course, I opened the Luxury Side Lounge in 2023, so my attention was a little split and I didn't focus as much on growing the podcast, but maintaining it. So I grew by 14% this year. So it's respectful. It's not single digits, but I definitely feel I could have had more exponential growth. But again, he who chases two rabbits catches neither one. And so I will say the Luxury Side Lounge is doing really, really well. So, you have to give a little to get a little. But for this episode, this is the episode that I do every year. I do an episode on gift giving for adult children. Because, as you know, I don't have young children. I'm in my 50s. I started young, which I'm happy for because I got done much earlier than my peers. And my kids don't have grandkids. So my husband and I have dealt with this conundrum. Like, what do you give adult sons that don't have wives, don't have girlfriends, and don't have children of their own? It's like this wacky thing. And as a lifestyle consultant, you would think, and an interior designer, you would think that would be easy breezy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, breezy, however that would go for me. And it's really not. Because your kids, their likes change, their wants change. I hope my son usually listens to the show, but I hope he's not listening to this moment of this episode. I think we're getting him a sofa for Christmas. He just moved into his own place and he doesn't have a sofa. And so he wants a really nice sofa. So that's something that we're thinking about doing for him as a gift. But then here's what's crazy about that. You can't buy one kid a sofa and then give another kid like a book. So now with that being said, it's like, do I really want to get one kid a sofa and now I have to do the same thing for the other, and now we're like a couple grand in when it was just meant to be a nice gesture. So matter of fact, go to luxuryside.com. Every podcast episode is a blog post on luxuryside.com, and tell me what I should do. If I buy one kid a sofa, do I have to match that dollar for dollar for the other, or can I just kind of even it out during 2024? Like, I don't even know. I'm not even sure what to do with that situation. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of what in the world do you give your adult children for Christmas? So, there's always money and cash, and I hate that. I think it's my opinion. I think it's classless just to say, here's money. Like that, there's no thought behind it. There's no sexiness behind it. That's not showing that as a parent or a grandparent, you even know what this person, your kid likes. Just here's $100, or here's $500, or even here's 1,000, here's 5,000. You know what I mean? Because once they get to be a certain age, $25 just won't do. I mean, 5-year-olds want $25. So like, what do you do? So I just do not ever advise just giving cash for Christmas. I don't really advise giving that to anybody. I would just assume get a $5 Starbucks gift card over giving somebody $50 or $100 in cash. It's just to me, it's just no thought behind it. Like, take that. that stinks. But anyway, keeping in the vein of money, let me just share a couple of things with you. As of 2023, you can give an adult child up to $17,000 a year before you have to file a gift tax return. Now, do not misconstrue this as salient financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing things that I've learned along the way, especially as what I do for a living, interior design, real estate, lifestyle consultant. Like, I kind of know these things, but check it out with your own tax professional. If your adult child is married, you can also give up to $17,000 to their spouse. So if you're really looking at estate planning and your trust and how you're going to prepare yourself for April 15th of 2024, that is something to think about. Parents who want to give good, good is in quotes because it's subjective, gifts for their children for Christmas. If you want to spoil them, consider luxury items that many kids wouldn't be inclined to buy for themselves. I think it's a splurge. My parents, when my kids were little, said, I'm not buying your kids clothes and practical things. That's what parents are for. So my parents always got my children what they wanted, not what they needed. And so you kind of think about that as you have adult children. I mean, you can buy them a cashmere sweater, a cashmere scarf, a cashmere coat. Nobody really would buy, I don't think, a cashmere coat for themselves, especially the camel color. Oh my gosh, I think that's just such a romantic coat. Male, female, doesn't matter the race. It's just a beautiful camel color cashmere coat you cannot lose. Gold cufflinks. Let me think. Nice diamond earrings, a nice watch, something that can be timeless, that they can maybe pass down to their children over generations. Thoughtful gifts can be practical, but they should be fun. I mean, I can't wait to tell you at the end what I give my kids every year. So if you've been listening to the Luxury Side Home podcast, you already know what I'm giving my kids. But I'll save that juicy goodness for the end. Here's a couple of other things that you can give your grown children if they've gotten married. Give them items from their wedding registry that they didn't receive. That'll tell you already what they like. Or if they just had a baby, get things from the baby registry. Splurge and get some really nice baby items. I know my children both have, from when they were babies, a silver spoon and a rattle from Tiffany's. And I remember when my older son was born, he's in his mid-30s, I received at the baby shower a gift of a Tiffany silver rattle. But I really didn't know the value of it because I had been around Tiffany's and things my whole life, even up to 18. Like my high school graduation picture, I have on a Tiffany necklace and bracelet and earrings. So I just it didn't click, right? So I remember he threw the rattle and lost it. And so I went to Tiffany's because I was paranoid that my mother would find out that I let him play with it, like you're supposed to wrap it up and put it away. And so I went to Tiffany's and bought another one. It was $45. Well, let me see something real quick. Inflation calculator. Thank you for bearing with me, y'all. So the inflation calculator, so let's see this. I paid $45 in 1990 for my son's Tiffany rattle. In 2023, $105. That's not bad. $105 for a rattle. I mean, relatively speaking. Let's see how much a Tiffany baby rattle is. Tiffany baby rattle. Let's just look really, really fast. See, well, the one that my son has, they don't even make anymore. It's this beautiful ring and it has a little bubble. It's just a beautiful rattle. But let's check this out really, really quickly. I'm working in real time while I'm doing the show. This is why I love y'all. You thug it out with me. So they have a sterling silver dumbbell, but that's not from Tiffany. No. I don't even see a rattle. Can you imagine? How does Tiffany's not have a rattle? I see spoons. I see ornaments. There has to be, I see a cup, of course, a little container for their first tooth. Of course, they have spoons. I do not see a rattle, y'all. I cannot believe Tiffany does not have a baby rattle. Interesting. Well, I see other really nice rattles. I see sterling silver dumbbell rattle from Scully and Scully. That's really pretty. It's $195. That's a little on the pricey side. There's a Canal America personalized rattle from Neiman for 240. I just don't see a Tiffany baby rattle. Oh wait, here's one, but this is aftermarket though. I don't know about this. It's 448. That's a little pricey for a rattle. But in any case, I digress. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Christmas gift items for grown children. A monogram tree skirt is nice. If you have a son or a daughter and they have a new bow, a monogram tree skirt is really, really pretty. That's something they will savor and hold on to forever. Personalized coasters and blankets are always good. We just launched, holiday 2023, the Luxury Side at Home blankets and at home collection. It includes these beautiful fuzzy blankets with our a gold bumblebee logo, and the black blanket has a black patent leather bumblebee stitched in it. They're absolutely gorgeous. They are on luxuryside.com. But anyway, let's see what else I'm googling real fast. I have a whole list of things, and it's definitely going to be on luxuryside.com. I'm just trying to see what other fun things we could find online. I'll tell you now, I give my kids a line of credit. I've talked about this at length every year. And as long as my kids are not absolute jerks and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're good humans, and they're not in the streets acting crazy and nuts and being disrespectful, I add them as an authorized user on one of my credit cards. And I've done this every year for probably, I want to say like the past 5 years, 5 or 7 years maybe. And it helps them because it boosts their credit score. You know, one of my sons had maxed out. He only had one credit card at the time, and he maxed it out. And I kept saying, pay it down, pay it down, pay it down. And he, for whatever reason, didn't pay it off, and his credit score was compromised. But because he was an authorized user on one of my credit cards that had a higher limit, it decreased his overall usage percentage, so it didn't ding his credit as much as it actually could have. So I give my kids every year a trade line of credit, and I just add them as an authorized user on one of my credit cards. They do not, let me repeat, they don't get the card. When the card comes to my house, I keep it, put it away. I don't cut it or anything. I just keep it for a rainy day, but they don't have it. But what it does is there's this intrinsic value that it gives to them to know there's a little bit of safety, a little bit of security. They have more trade lines on their credit report. They don't have to worry about having such a thin credit report or thin credit history, because as a parent, I've had my credit much longer than they have. And so I feel like they're going to get that again this year. Just add them to another line. At some point, we're going to have to max out. Like, I'm running out of credit cards. But the point is, that's what I give my children every year. My adult children, for Christmas, I give them a trade line of credit for their credit report. And I believe they would rather have that than $100 bill in an envelope. Side note, I still give them gifts also. But small gifts. Bottle of cologne, a nice sweatsuit, something that's really not really over the top. I still get them other gifts because I just don't want my kids to have no gifts. But yeah, that's what I do. And I hope I've given you a couple of suggestions of gift giving for adult children. Let me know. I'm on Twitter. Well, it's not Twitter anymore. I'm on X. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. I did a whole episode on Bye Twitter, Hello X, and what's happening over there. Let me just say, I wish I could rewind this, do a backspin. I'm on Twitter, but I'm really not, which is now X, because I'm not a fan of the platform anymore. But you can find me there at Luxury Side. But you can definitely find me on Instagram and Facebook, and LinkedIn under Luxury Size. So let me know your thoughts. And of course, TikTok on Luxury Size. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're giving your kids for Christmas. And always remember, we shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that we can do, or any kindness that we can show to any human being, let us do it now. Let us not defer or neglect it, for we shall not pass this way again. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.